You managed to come this far. I'll kill you all myself!
The Kobold Sorcerer's using magic!
In this Kingdom Under Fire 2 video, we'll be taking a deeper look at the title and discussing the flow of gameplay as you progress to mid and high levels of character development. If you caught our previous video on Kingdom Under Fire 2, we showcased some combat, gave you a general idea of classes, and explained some very basic mechanics. Check it out if you haven't already. The MMO aspect of Kingdom Under Fire 2 is focused on your hero's actions in battle, and these are determined by your class skills. All classes have unique skills, master skills, and a special attack bound to the right mouse button. This attack charges as you play and is exceptional when facing bosses or challenging mobs. And to answer everyone's question from the previous video, yes, classes are gender and race locked. An important note on classes is that they all have combos that allow you to chain attacks and truly take on hordes of opponents. This has a very Dynasty Warriors feel that is satisfying and a good reason to tab to action mode during dungeons. The game has a long tutorial, but it's worth doing every time you start a new character so that you can learn about the specific class that you will be playing. We did a deeper dive with each class to get some insight into what their skills are like, and the following is our overall impressions. Gunslinger. This is likely to be a fan favorite due to its deadly ranged attacks. It was our favorite class and the one we got furthest with before making this video, unlocking many endgame skills. We'll be showing some RTS mode for this class later on in the video. With the Gunslinger, you alternate between fast AoE slashes with a sword, mostly horizontal ones, and using stun-inflicting attacks with the left-hand firearm, or you may have two firearms and dual-wield them for quick damage barrages. The Gunslinger has very high AoE and single-target damage and is quite mobile, but not as easy to control with less survivability, so might not be a great choice for a new player. Once you've mastered him, though, you'll see some amazing results. SPELLSWORD. SPELLSWORD was our second favorite class, and no, it's not for the boobs. SPELLSWORDs are the most balanced and newbie-friendly class in the game, providing high AoE damage, good single target, excellent mobility, and ease of control while also featuring decent survivability. With the SPELLSWORD, you can attack with one or two weapons and complement them with magic attacks featuring lightning and frost. The AoE effects serve very well to thin out crowds, and she is very easy to maneuver. Plus, her outfits are awesome. BERSERKER. The BERSERKER is a fantastic class that is probably tied at second place with the SPELLSWORD. It doesn't just look awesome, its attacks are unique, devastating, and you feel like you're in a Darksiders game while playing him and have taken on a fully powered War Horseman. The Berserker's attacks are a reddish ball of hell unleashed on enemy groups with a greatsword and explosive dark damage. The Berserker is more of a tank class with high survivability, easy controls, and extremely high AoE. It has therefore poor single target and mobility, so you'll be looking to be at the front of your troops leading the charge during RTS mode. Elementalist. The Elementalist is an elemental druid similar to Elder Scrolls Online's Warden class. You summon a combat pet and then unleash AoE spells on your enemies. Elementalists are quite easy to control and have decent survivability, mobility, and high AoE damage. Their single target damage is poor, but this is made up by their other qualities. In general, the Elementalist is a good starting choice due to the balance of the class, but for some reason we did not find it as fun as the SPELLSWORD. Ranger. The Ranger is a rogue or assassin using a bow and dual daggers to swiftly tackle the entire battlefield in a storm of green. This is an advanced class and new players will not have an easy time with it, as she has low survivability, low AoE, and is quite difficult to control. The Ranger does feature extremely high single target damage and mobility, so this is a good option if you're simply looking to tab to action mode for boss portions of RTS battles. We talked about the MMO aspects briefly before, and having played quite a bit more Kingdom Under Fire 2 since our last video, there really isn't that much more to say about your adventures. This is a rather traditional Asian-style MMO setting with western towns that need your assistance for various quests, and your hero going about talking to NPCs and finding tasks to complete. The areas themselves are easy to traverse, and the game provides you with a convenient auto-run option to get to your objectives, so you can enjoy the landscape and music, which we found was quite relaxing, and a good contrast to the hectic dungeons. A point of note here is that the navigation system of the game is really good. Given how certain high-budget games like Elder Scrolls Online fail at giving you accurate quest markers, it's noteworthy that you are never ever lost, and it's very easy to find your way around to any objective that you want. In addition, the game has information on all in-game systems and will often provide players with a dialog box with pictures and videos on how everything works. This makes the game very user-friendly and allows players to understand how to interact with the game and even how to optimize their build. Itemization is an important part of any MMO, and players who want to focus on this aspect will find it quite familiar. There are set items and a rarity system, with items restricted by level and class. Players can sell, trade, or disassemble undesired items right from their inventory. Disassembling items provides you with materials used for crafting. Crafting is not done in the traditional MMO way. You get materials while questing and exploring, and then bring the materials to an NPC crafter who will create what you want. You get crafting experience with that NPC, and this will unlock more recipes as the game progresses. There's also an enhanced feature that allows you to increase item stats or slot gems that grant additional powerful effects. Many players are concerned that a former free-to-play game might be too focused on in-game store items and sell advantage. During our time with the game, we found some reassuring things, such as: you obtain cubic currency points for completing regular quests. By the time I was level 8, I had enough points to unlock 2 rows of my inventory, which came in handy because I'm quite the hoarder. The cubic are also used to buy a boost that unlocks premium status. This boost can be extremely useful as it increases your inventory, amount of dailies you can complete, experience gained for your troops, etc. Additionally, there is a calendar reward system which gives you a reward for each day you log in. You also get an additional reward if you logged in all days of the week. There are even daily quests that can provide you with premium currency and items so you can farm your way to many of the things that would have been in-store only during a free-to-play game. The in-game diamond-only paid store sells cosmetic outfits and mounts. The mounts are sometimes tempting as you'll want to have them not just for looks, but because some run faster than others, and if you use the auto-run you can just alt-tab and let it happen. Some mounts are acquired from events, but we haven't gotten them yet, and I think there are future seasonal activities as well. The RTS part of this MMO is what made the original game stand out, so this is an aspect many will want to focus on, and is the best feature of the game. The RTS system is only available during missions and during PvP. Missions are the equivalent of dungeons in most other MMOs, and PvP begins once you reach around level 23 with custom battles, and incorporates a ranked system as you approach level 30. Some missions are played alone while others allow you to party with other players. When playing in a party, each player will command their hero and their units on the battlefield in cooperative mode. When the mission is complete, players will roll to divvy up the loot. Some missions allow you to select from different difficulties. Higher difficulty gives more rewards, so there's an incentive to team up to do the harder modes. Dungeon missions are different from one another in both objectives and map. Some missions are consecutive and flow in a progressive storyline, while others are an individual happening and do not have further activities. Replaying missions cost action points of your units, which are restored with gold, premium currency, or with items. Missions feature 2 modes that you can switch between seamlessly by pressing tab. You can be in strategy mode that elevates the view and gives you command of your armies to issue orders, or action mode where you directly control your hero and skills on the battlefield. For higher level missions, you'll want to prepare your troops by selecting the right units, which are numerous and varied. If you just started and there seems to be few slots, you'll be reassured to know that you get more unit slots as you level up, so you'll eventually be commanding quite a large army. Each unit has active and passive abilities that the player can activate. Most active abilities require you to spend SP from the hero's own pool, and have a cooldown before they can be used again. As expected from an RTS, all units are designed to fit a specific role. For example, mages are good at long-range AoE damage. Riflemen are also good long-range, but will instead deal excellent single-target damage, making them ideal to take on enemy commanders or elite units. There are other troops like bombardiers that are good at dealing damage to structures, opening paths and removing vantage points from enemy snipers. Troops have both levels and ranks. Level affects the raw stats of a unit, HP, damage, defense, etc., and rank provides them with active and passive abilities as well as equipment. Players can increase any unit's level by either playing missions with the units or by spending training points and gold. Rank can only be obtained by using special items and gold at a trainer. Units can also have rarities, which provides them with unique stats and abilities. Kingdom Under Fire 2 is a different kind of game, boldly mixing MMORPG and RTS elements on a free-to-play budget. While the game is now being sold for $30 USD, you will notice that it is not a AAA production. Thankfully, while the MMO part of it is not anything new or groundbreaking, it does provide a relaxing background that contrasts nicely to the large engaging RTS battles. I did really enjoy being able to jump into action mode and control my hero charging through the hordes, which is something I've been wanting to do since Age of Empire. Having many unique missions with unique strategies and co-op aspects has made playing Kingdom Under Fire 2 time well spent for me. I really enjoyed the multiplayer aspects of RTS and the feeling of joining forces to take on a hard boss. Matchmaking is difficult due to low population, so if you're planning on checking out the game, make sure to be active on world channels and join guilds so you optimize your multiplayer chances.